Let's go, let's go, let's go to you. Help me keep you on top of the news. You already know what I do. I'll give it to you live, cut, raw. Everything is pushed, no editing. Let's go. And like I said, I got something for y'all to see. And, hopefully this will be my last thing about you, P. Diddy, because I ain't trying to slander a man through the mud that's already down. He already doing his time for whatever he had been accused of. But I had something that's real good. A big shout out to this Up There podcast, because this guy got an awesome topic, has some great things to say. And after he say what he got to say, I'm going to give y'all my spill. Y'all know my motto, man. To you, help me keep bringing you guys the news. Please like, comment, subscribe, tap me with your boy. Get me to these 50 subscribers so we go live and do some real big things. I love y'all. Keep pumping me up. Keep doing it. I fell off, but I'm back. It is what it is. I know I got a G-Unit tank top on. It's True Religion. It ain't no G-Unit. Let's go, dog. Let's make it happen.
Because I feel as though there's so much to get into as it pertains to Diddy, as it pertains to Netflix, 50 Cent. Like, there's so many layers to this conversation that we really can do 2 or 3 hours on this, but I'm going to try to make it 1 hour. We'll get in and get out. Diddy has been accused, not only by Netflix, but by the federal government and people that was involved in his circle for quite some time. He's been accused of having this psychological pipeline that he sends people through. And they highlighted this on Netflix. It wasn't just about Cassie. It wasn't just about what he's been convicted of or even charged with. It was other things that they spoke to in this particular documentary that raised awareness and also raised suspicion. And I want to talk to both sides of that coin today. One thing about our culture, man, you can trick us. And a lot of people have been tricked, whether they've been good or bad. A lot of people had the kind of notion as it pertains to people who are in these kind of positions, people that are in positions of power or high earners. There's 2 things that typically cross people's minds when you talk about these kind of people. Number 1 is he's too successful to be dangerous. And number 2 is he's too powerful to be held accountable. What Netflix showed us in this documentary, according to people who I would say wouldn't have the best relationship with Diddy, and so I take it with a grain of salt, but according to Netflix, they showed us that Diddy was a man that checked both of those boxes. And so everything that you thought he couldn't do, everything that you thought he wouldn't do was exactly what he was doing, according to Netflix, according to the federal government. A couple things I peeped soon as I turned it on was alarming to me was, number 1, they had some gentleman, and I say this with all due respect, I just don't know who he is, but he was quote unquote the co-founder of Bad Boy. Now, we have saw him in pictures on Netflix. We have saw him even file a lawsuit at some point in time, which I've gained that information by watching the documentary. But my illustrious career over hip-hop, I've never heard who this gentleman is. And I think some of my comrades and contemporaries from the East Coast should probably let me know what his background is and maybe who he is. But I say that to say this. Diddy is in a scenario where this is a documentary from my perspective. Soon as I turn it on, I see executive producer by 50 Cent, and then I seen this gentleman who has, again, filed lawsuit and doesn't feel the greatest about Diddy. And I understand it. But the first thing that came to my mind was, I don't know how to take everything that these people are saying, because I've also lost people on the way up. And I'm not saying this to excuse Diddy. I can care less about defending Diddy under any circumstances. But I've also lost people on the way up. And if you put a camera in front of them, it ain't no telling what'll come out of their mouth. Because here's the situation we find ourselves in. Depending on what comes out of your mouth can put something in your pocket. I guess what I'm saying is one of the first things I was looking for is, all right, who are they going to weaponize that was around Diddy? I mean, everybody turned their back on Diddy, but Diddy's in a different scenario right now. They know he's coming home, so it gets quiet. If you notice, all of the documentaries prior to the sentencing of Sean Combs, that was everybody talking. People that used to be cool with him, next to him, people was denouncing him. But now that there's whispers that he's coming home soon, Netflix has to drop a documentary with relatively unknown people in it. And so within the first 10 minutes, I'm wondering, okay, I know they're gonna put their heavy hitters in the first 20 minutes. In the first episode, we're gonna see some of the people who's gonna be reoccurring characters, and I didn't see anyone worth mentioning right now. And just so the cast and the people involved, I was already under the assumption that this story will be told through the lens and through the guise of people who don't feel the greatest about Diddy. And so in the first 30 minutes, that reassured all of those claims for me. And so at that point, I had to shift a little bit of the blame, because also as I'm paying attention to this documentary, I see footage of Diddy 6 days before he goes into jail. And so my first question is, why is Diddy recording himself? Like, does he think this is some kind of game? And even if he doesn't think it's a game, I started to flush it out. And I'm like, all right, you are Diddy, you're an icon in the game. This is a very, very unique situation. Not even to mention that there's a monetary gain, there's an ability to monetize it. But if I was Diddy, I would suspect that there would be at the bottom of the list. But him recording himself struck me as odd. Two things. One, it shows me that people are not as smart as I tend to think they are, because if you are going to record yourself, I'd rather put that camera in one of my people's hands, just record shit. I don't care if you don't understand the camera. Point it at shit and record. Matter of fact, we'll hire an assistant camera operator to be with you, but it's from our camera, and my guys pressure recording and holding the camera. You just kind of directing them and telling them what to do, but you don't leave with footage. There's no agreement. There's no situation where Netflix should have been able to get this footage. It makes people look at Diddy like, what the are you doing, my guy? You put yourself in a scenario to go and hire a camera crew to follow you 6 days before you go to jail, knowing that you are in a scenario where they got a grand jury indictment about to come down. You have your plane up for sale, your house up for sale. You know you in deep waters right now. You going to hire a third-party camera crew to follow you? What kind of game plan is that? If anything, you mega rich. Put a camera in one of these little things around you. That's the problem now. Don't nobody around these guys want to do nothing. That's why you see me applaud. They got people with them that'll grab the bags, that'll grab the camera, that'll take the picture, that'll make sure you engage with the fans. I remember being at Baby Show, right? He was selling out arenas. I found it very intimate and valuable that part of Baby's team will go out into the stands, go out into the fan area, and they'll see who's singing along and just are super fans of Baby. Maybe you got a Baby shirt on, or maybe you got a CBFW or 4PF something on, and they'll just kind of watch you for a song or two. Next thing you know, they'll send somebody to tap you, go and meet your favorite artist. You gotta have people on your team willing to do things, especially when you in the red zone. Diddy was in the red zone and couldn't get anyone around him to grab a camera. He had to go and get a third party. A billionaire. You gotta go get a third party because you want to shoot a documentary just in case you beat it. I get it. Boosie done it. Everybody do it. You go to jail. You think you're going to jail. You bring the cameras out, and for your family's sake, if nothing else. I'm a soldier. I'm going through something. Cut these cameras on. Let them know head up, chest out. Whatever happened, I'ma lay down with it and get up with it every single time. One foot in front of the other. Won't no grass grow under my feet. Ain't nobody tripping but them. The universe won't ignore it with a certain veracity, with a certain velocity in his voice, right? The universe can't ignore it with a certain visibility. Cut these cameras on, these folks think it's game over. Cut these cameras on, let them see how a soldier get through it. Sometimes I can feel that, but it gotta be your people, somebody you trust. You in the red zone right now. Is y'all not thinking out here? Y'all running around getting all this money and y'all letting other people think for y'all. I think I done figured out what's going on. It's a bunch of money, but ain't nobody thinking. They paying people to think for them. And the people that's thinking for them, I can out-think them. So when I see certain moves, I'm saying, what the f*** are they doing? This dude recording himself, granted, yo, I'm in a bad situation. But you got a third party that'll go negotiate with Netflix because they probably give them an offer they can't refuse. And you in a situation where you $1 billion, you can't get one guy that you know and love you to hold a camera. Hey, document this, man. I'm scared. I'm going through something, but I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to get back into these books. I'm going to get into this word. I'm going to figure some shit out. I'm going to get some more information. Head up, chest out. Let's go with it. God got me. Universe, respond to my command. Again, the universe don't ignore it with a certain visibility. With a certain vibration, the universe going to come and it's going to open up for you. That's the laws of the universe. But it's a slippery slope because it creeps in your psyche that Diddy also understands narratives. And so this was screaming out in the first episode, yo, Diddy understands narratives. Now, I don't think he understands how to respond to narratives.
I had to grab my popcorn. Listen. This is a movie, man. You know, Puff done made a movie. Yeah. Big shout out to my brother, man. It's Up There podcast. Everybody tap in with that guy. That guy always pushing up some good stuff. I respect him. His wordplay, his meaning. I think he's an awesome podcaster. But I want to show y'all that because at the end of the day, 50 ain't the face of that. 50 is not the face of what the Netflix saying. He died, he died director, and no. He the fall guy. 50 is officially the fall guy. I'm telling y'all, Puff Daddy's gonna come home and sue 50. I'm telling y'all, when 50 mess up, they're gonna be right there. That's gonna be another thing that's gonna 50 back. I mean, when is we gonna learn that we gotta stop being the puppet, man? But stop that the string. I mean, cut it. Cut the string off, y'all. Let them do their dirty work. It's always your peers that got to do the dirty work for these people. I mean, he broke it down for y'all. It was really like one day or two of video footage. Like he said, smashed together. Yeah, I don't think Puff was thinking. I think Puff had a clue or idea, but it definitely didn't work out the way he wanted it to. Because look, now it's out there. And it ain't going in his favor. But I'm saying, when is it going to be a time where we just know how to mind our business and let the justice system do what they do and fall back? Because when Harvey Weinstein and all them guys that did what they did, I still can't find no podcasts or YouTubes with a bunch of people up there talking about them. Whenever one of the urban brothers get up there, or urban sisters get up there, and that was winning, and they do something to knock them off that pole, man, everybody's up there posting, talking about them. Even their friends. Yeah. Because they know what? Give you a bone. A bone is $1 bill. They throw your friend $1 bill, they'll sell you out. They're talking about stuff they ain't need to be talking about. And like I said before, my last podcast, a lot of footage up there that I was looking at, it was all this stuff that we seen. Or it was all this stuff that we already knew. They just, twist it up a little bit and let you hear a little something extra. That's all. We put salt, pepper on the food. They put salt, pepper, and garlic powder and onion powder on it. It's still steak. It's still steak. So, like I said, I ain't gonna buy a Diddy all day because I already know the deal. That's why I asked y'all, like, comment, subscribe, give my face subscribe so I can talk my stuff. So I can say what I want to say. So, if they try to shut me down, y'all could be the voice to keep me on. Because right now I can't say what I want to say. But I know one thing. This is a chess move, man. This is a chess move. This ain't nothing. This ain't checkers. They playing chess. They playing chess. And believe me when I tell y'all, if you don't believe nothing else I said, Diddy's gonna come out on top. In a bad way. Just like that tragedy happened with the gym, the kids coming out party and people died because they was waiting stampeding to get in. This is equivalent to that in another way. Yeah. This is a tragedy that's going to turn him around and make him star again. And like I said, man, I don't know if 50 running out of gigs as far as that, you know, to keep himself relevant because, you know, he's not in none of his movies no more. And he just got people doing movies for him. I mean, you know he producing Power and all these different ones, Razor Cane and stuff like that. But, you know, he's not in them no more. You know what I mean? But I'm thinking he done ran out of gigs, man. And so now we jumped on this wagon to keep himself in the light. The crazy thing, like I was telling y'all before about fame, is you could have money, but fame overrides money. It keeps you want to do anything to be in the light. Jay-Z made a song called Lights Hollywood. Him and Beyonce on the hook. Listen to that song. Oh, it's the light, action, Hollywood. Y'all got to listen to the words. Don't get caught up in the jungle of the beat. Listen to the lyrics. And that song, go back. That's a throwback song for you. Go back and listen to that. And tap in and let me know what y'all think about that. But I ain't gonna be the podcaster up here. I mean, the YouTube up here kicking his back and all that. Cause I don't condone nothing that Puff did. I'm not agreeing with nothing that he did. But I'm gonna do what they do. I ain't gonna be one of those going up there hating on him. Nah. I ain't getting caught up in that car. I ain't doing that. He ain't no different from when you got a sister that fuck with that dude and he beat your sister ass, y'all went and whooped his ass and she got right back with him. That's that right there. Man, I love y'all. I got some topics I gotta put up here. I ain't gonna give y'all my stuff because this came into play and I'm gonna drop a little drip on y'all. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man. For all my subscribers, like, comment. You got a country guy. I think his name is John Clark. John Richardson. He made a song about Puffy. Yeah. John Rich. That's his name. John Rich. Pull him up. He got a song about Puff Daddy. It's all about trafficking girls. I was like, whoa, yeah. Check it out. Word. But like I said, man, I like y'all. I love y'all. Y'all keep moving. Y'all give me something to do. I got some good stuff coming for y'all too. I got some sports coming in for y'all. I got some other things going on. And like I said, man, big shout out to my boy who's up there podcast. I love that everything you put on your platform is solid to me. And let's keep getting money. Let's keep waking up. Let's stay blessed. It's about to be a new year. Christmas is on the way. Get your kids some presents. Hey, listen, my Christmas present from you to me is giving me 50 subscribers. I would love to get 50 subscribers before the new year. I promise y'all will not be mad. I got some stuff for y'all ass. To you. Help me. Help you. Keep bringing you the news. I love y'all. Let's go.